Council, December 9th, 2013, our last meeting of the year. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Murphy?
Here.
Ellen? Wickman? Quinn? Shakti?
Here.
Harrison?
Here.
Barraway?
Here.
Johnson?
Here.
Paul? Coop? Roybal?
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you. We have some illness affecting some staff and council, so we're down a couple of people, including our city manager, who's got a little bit of a cold and at home tonight. So Nanette Nealon will be filling in, our deputy city manager. As always, I'd like to thank you all for choosing to take part in your local government by coming out here tonight or watching us at home or streamed on our website. I would ask that everyone in council silence any devices they may have with them that are capable of making some sort of noise. And again, welcome you. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silent prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. I'm going to start by turning off my phone. Thanks. I see we have a Boy Scout in the audience. Are you here for your citizenship badge? You want to just tell us, stand and tell us your name and what school you go to and what troop you're with?
Okay, so, hi, I'm Caleb Neal. I'm troop 748, and I go to Dunstan Middle School.
Great. Welcome, Caleb, from Dunstan Middle School. We appreciate you being here. All right. Will the clerk please read the first item on the agenda into the record, item 4, and this is going to be a fun one. We're Lakewood Historical Society, so I'll come down front and we'll present some awards. Margie?
Item 4, presentation, Lakewood Historical Society Essay Contest.
If anybody would like to take pictures, you're welcome to come up either behind here or down here in front. Feel free to do that.
Are you going to make the awards?
No, you are.
Oh, okay.
You are. So I was sharing before we started that I was really looking forward to this evening. Not everybody knows I was a history major, as was Councilor Barraway, if I remember right, as was my sister, my daughter. It's something that really runs in the family. I have a deep appreciation for our past and particularly as it pertains to the community I love. So thank you, Ann. I'll let you take over.
Terrific.
Thank you. I want to welcome you all here tonight. And I see our winners, or most of them, in the audience. And so I want to start with the first one, which is, you have to bear with me. I went to the eye doctor today, and they dilated my eyes. I'm not on drugs or something, but I have to. Yes, my eyes look strange, and they feel strange. Okay, we're going to start with the youth winners, and of special interest they are the honorable mention Andrew Jones. Will you come forward, please, Andrew? There he is.
If you want to, you can come up around.
Over here with the mayor.
Yep.
Right there.
Oh.
And the second place winner is Zara Jones of Lakewood, from the past to the present. Is Zara here?
Yes.
Zara gets a check for $300 and a certificate, and you get your picture taken.
Very nice.
And the second place winner is Kaylin Shull with $400. And is Kaylin here?
Yes, she is.
I'm giving those people the checks, as you can see. You can't hear, but you can see. And now we go to the adult winners. And the honorable mention is Barbara Tobiska for Bonneview and Beyond. And the second place winner is Sean Jones, and his essay was The Confluence Lake Park, which is Bear Creek Lake Park.
Congratulations.
And the first place winner in the Dennis Vanderhoof Lakewood Historical Essay Contest is Chris Otterby. And the title of her essay was Love Your Horse, but Never Kiss the Girl.
Going to have to read that one.
And again, I want to thank you all for being here. And if you want to read these essays, they will come out in the Lakewood Historian, which is published by the Lakewood Historical Society. And the only way you can get one is if you're a member. So see one of us, and we'll see that you become a member.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. That was fun. I look forward to that issue coming out and reading those great essays about our community. Thank you all again, and congratulations. I think I need to go back down below, don't I? Item 5. Will the clerk please read item 5 into the record?
Item 5, a presentation, Friends of Paha.
And is Robin? Is Robin? Oh, there you are. Come up behind me. How are you? Good to see you. Sneaking up behind me.
Good evening. My name is Robin Vint, and I'm happy to serve as the president of the Friends of Paha for 2013. On behalf of the Friends of Paha charity, we would like to present a check to the city in the amount of $34,093. This check benefits the Camp Paha and Paha Adults in Transition Summer Camp programs. These programs are full-time summer day camps for children and young adults with disabilities run by the City of Lakewood. The Friends of Paha charity raises funds to keep these camps affordable for the families of youth with special needs in our community. Friends of Paha has various fundraisers throughout the year to raise these funds. Our biggest fundraiser is usually held in the spring, and it's a dinner and silent auction, and we would like to invite you all to attend. To find out the dates, you can like us on Facebook for more information about our fundraisers. Since 2003, Friends of Paha has provided $374,000 to pay for operational expenses of camp. This helps to keep camp affordable for all families. We have given an additional $89,000 in camperships to families who need some additional financial assistance for their children to attend camp. We could always use more volunteers and, of course, use some extra donations, so you can visit our website at www.friendsofpaha.org to see how you can help out. I would like to thank everyone who has helped Friends of Paha this year, especially our board members. The board members are Colleen Thomas, Secretary, Kathleen Curtis, Treasurer, Peter Vent, Cece Litherland, Tim Litherland, Julie Osborne, Lucy Lawrence, Natalie Bailey. I would also like to thank Leanne Heggie for her 10 years of board service. She retired earlier this year and was a founding member of our board. The board is comprised completely of volunteers who commit their time, resources, and energy to helping children with disabilities in our community. I would also like to thank Jana Lang, Mark Snow, and Megan Schoenbein, who run these programs for the city of Lakewood. And my daughter attends camp every summer, and they're exceptional programs. I really appreciate all of Mark and Megan's work with our kids. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Get
a picture, guys, real quick. Pile on in there.
Big check in more ways than one.
1, 2, 3. Got it. Thanks, guys.
Great. Thank you very much. Well, thank you. I think Robin said it all about PAHA. I've had a chance to visit there, and we did a Spotlight on Lakewood show on it a year or two ago. And it really is, they do a remarkable job. It's the only such camp for kids with disabilities in the metro area. And as you heard, it's very much supported by the board and by private donations. So thank you very, very much. Will the clerk please read item 6 into the record?
Item 6, Resolution 2013-59, appointing Megan Wesley to the Board of Directors of the Alameda Corridor Business Improvement District.
Thank you. I'm not sure. Is Megan here? I didn't see her earlier. I'll just say by way of procedure, the bylaws of the Alameda Corridor Business Improvement District, and indeed state statute, requires that the governing bodies of the local jurisdictions officially appoint board members. So that's what we're doing tonight with Megan's appointment. So with that, I would ask for a motion from our council president.
Mayor Murphy, I move for the adoption of Resolution 2013-59.
Second.
All right, motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, please cast your vote. And the motion passes unanimously. Megan is a little bit new to our community. She's got the office suites over at Belmar now, so we appreciate her getting involved so early in her time here. All right, on to the next portion of the meeting, which is public comment, and this is the point of the meeting where the public is invited to address City Council on items that do not appear on the agenda. And we ask that all comments be directed to City Council. And I think I'm going to dispense with the usual instructions about observing the decorum of council chambers tonight to shorten the meeting a little bit. But I would just mention, by way of procedure, for those of you that haven't had a chance to come before us in the past, that we do ask that you limit your comment to 3 minutes. There are some lights, and when you come down here, you'll see a green light for the first 2.5 minutes. When there's 30 seconds left, it'll turn yellow, and then when your 3 minutes have expired, it'll turn red, at which time we would ask you to wrap up your comments. And I'll start with the list of those who have indicated a desire to speak by signing up on the public comment roster. Do I have the public comment roster? There we go. Russell, Russell, we're not going to talk about group homes tonight. No, I wasn't expecting this under public comment. We're not going to talk about group homes. I don't. But if you talk about group homes, I'm going to stop you. All right.
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, thank you for your time. Last week, the Denver City Council narrowly backtracked on a sight and smell ban for marijuana, which would have restricted citizens' behavior on their own property. The measure passed a first reading before one councilor backtracked. My question to you is, what is your stance on such an ordinance, and are you considering or do you support a similar ordinance in Lakewood?
Thank you. We'll get back to you. Becky Rice. And Becky has a PowerPoint for us. So if we put it on, if you put the button on presentation, the clock's not running yet. Okay. All right. Thanks, Becky.
Murphy, council members, thank you for giving me the opportunity to address you this evening. My name is Rebecca Rice, and I'd like to ask for additional funding for drainage in Lakewood. My husband and I own a home in Applewood, and that house was built in the late 50s. And at the time that the house was built, there was drainage that was put in. That drainage is inadequate. And since that time, additional changes along 20th Avenue have increased the issues that we have with drainage in the area. This next slide. Oops.
Hey, by the way, take your time. I know it's 3 minutes, but
okay.
you contacted us in advance, so don't worry so much about it.
All right, thank you very much. This next slide actually shows a number of flood events that have occurred on this property. This summer, it came to our attention in August of 1988. The prior owner of the property contacted the city of Lakewood about floods that occurred on the property. In the summer of 2004, we had a major event, and our property was flooded, as well as many of our neighbors. My husband and several of our neighbors met with the city of Lakewood to talk about remediation issues for the area. And then again this summer, we had 3 flooding events. And with every one of these events, we have major damage to our home, as well as to the property values in the area. This slide actually shows an aerial photo of our neighborhood, and the arrows are an approximation of the drainage that occurs here. You can see coming from the north side of Lakewood, or from Urban Drive, it comes down this curb. My arrow is actually a fan because the water, when it's significant, cannot stay in the curb, and it actually floods our front yard entirely. Then from the south side, we have water that comes up Union Drive, and then water actually comes through this area. The water that comes through here floods these neighbors as well as our house. When I said that the drainage in the area is inadequate, that little pipe is where all of the water needs to go. When it becomes overwhelmed, this fills up, it runs across this sidewalk, it fills our entire front yard and floods our lower backyard as the water makes its way to the Maple Grove Reservoir. This is a photo that one of my neighbors took during the September 2013 flood. You can see the sidewalk is right here, the little pipe is right there. I know that this photo looks very, very dramatic, and there's a lot of water there, and I know that the event that occurred then was more than a 100-year event. But I need to point out, this is the type of flow that we have with almost every event. The water backs up significantly in this area and can take a significant amount of time to drain, and we continue to get water in our basement. It's been brought to my attention by the city that the needs right now are significant in Lakewood, and there are funds available, but based on those funds that are available and the needs that have been recognized so far, it will take more than 80 years to cure the drainage issues that are being faced around Lakewood. So I'd just like to request that the city consider increasing the funds available for remediation of drainage in Lakewood.
Thank you. I'm not going to, we're not going to put them on the spot by asking, thank you. We're not going to put them on the spot by asking for a response tonight, but we do have the city engineer and the director of public works in the audience tonight, so I think I saw some note-taking, mental and otherwise, going on, so we appreciate that. We do have a lot of drainage needs in the city of Lakewood, and it's interesting being, of course, downhill from the mountains and being a fairly new community built on on old infrastructure, and our parts of town in North Lakewood is really where you see it the most, absence of storm sewers, et cetera. So good points. Thank you very much. Anyone else in chambers wish to make a comment on a non-agenda item? All right, with that, I will close public comment. And Mr. Pompey, on the retail marijuana issue, City Council did vote for twice now in the last 2 years to put a moratorium. What is? Oh, smoking on your what? Smoking marijuana on the property? On your own property. Yeah, we're not addressing that at all for at least until January 1st of 2015. In terms of an official city policy as it relates to Amendment 64. Now, the police chief is in the audience. You might have a conversation with him about whatever action they might take, given current laws. He just nodded. All right.
And can I just
Sure.
touch on that? I'd say the Constitution's clear as mud on that as well, in that it says it prohibits open and public use. So I know when the task force met, they didn't really try to dig into that, which then de facto defaulted to the municipalities to try to understand what that means and put a definition on it. So, but the Constitution does state that in the amendment.
Okay. Anything else on public comment? All right. Then on to the consent agenda. We have a number of items on the consent agenda tonight, and we have both a number of resolutions and first reading ordinances. I am, when the city clerk gets done reading them into the record, ask for a brief presentation from staff on a couple of the items. But before that, by way of instruction, the use of the consent agenda has been made to expedite council action. It contains both resolutions and first reading ordinances. Resolutions are items of a routine nature, and members of the public will have an opportunity in a moment to comment on any of the proposed resolutions. First reading ordinances appear on the agenda only for the purpose of setting future public hearing dates and ordering the newspaper publication of the proposed ordinance, and therefore no public comment will be heard this evening on first reading ordinances. The public will have an opportunity to comment on the proposed ordinances during the scheduled public hearings on the dates set tonight by City Council. And certainly in the case of one of the first reading ordinances, there's already been quite a bit of public comment. Actually, the one first reading ordinance, there has been quite a bit, and we expect that there will be quite a bit more. But no public comment will be taken tonight on that. Any council member may request an item on the consent agenda be removed for separate discussion and action under general business. Will the clerk please read the items on consent agenda into the record?
The consent agenda consists of items 8 through 13 inclusive. Item 8, Resolution 2013-60, supporting a grant application to Great Outdoors Colorado requesting funding in the amount of $100,000, which will be dispersed to Jefferson County R1 School District for the Green Mountain Elementary School Play Yard Project. Item 9, Resolution 2013-61, establishing certain water fees for customers of the City of Lakewood Water Utility. Item 10, Resolution 2013-62, establishing certain sewer fees for customers of the City of Lakewood Sewer Utility. Item 11, Resolution 2013-63, authorizing the execution of an intergovernmental agreement among the City of Lakewood, the City and County of Denver, and the City of Arvada for the use of the maintenance of a radio communication system shared network switching center, or CORE. Item 12, Ordinance O 2013-27, amending the Lakewood zoning ordinance by adding language to Section 17.4.3L relating to group homes. And item 13, accepting the minutes of the Advisory Commission for an Inclusive Communities Executive Commission meeting of November 6th and their full commission meeting of October 16th, both 2013, and the Lakewood Head Start meeting minutes of February 12th, June 3rd, June 17th, and August 19th, all 2013.
Thank you. As I mentioned in the instructions, I would now ask our city engineer, Ann Hine, to come down and give us what I think is a brief presentation on items 9 and 10 relating to the resolutions to establish certain water fees and then certain sewer fees for the City of Lakewood.
Thank you, Mayor Murphy. Good evening. My name is Ann Hine. I'm the City Engineer, Public Works Department. You do have two resolutions, items 9 and 10. You have two resolutions because there are two separate utilities. They are operated as separate enterprises, meaning that general fund monies do not go to the utilities and the utility funds do not go into the general fund. The rates set by you and received from the customers of each utility have to fund all the expenses of that utility. So setting rates is a fairly important annual task. And to do that, in 2009, we completed a comprehensive rate study that looked ahead to 2016. And although we're at the end years of that rate study, our recommendations tonight are consistent with the study. I'll start with the Lakewood water utility. This is one of 21 water providers in the city, and it serves about 730 customers in the northeast corner of Lakewood. And the resolution that you're acting on tonight only affects the customers of this utility. The other providers make independent decisions that we don't influence. So this service area is generally north of 12th and east of Pierce. Lakewood does not have any water treatment facilities. We purchase all the water we distribute from Denver Water, and that accounts for about 85% of our operating costs. Denver Water has indicated they are imposing a 3.7% increase for 2014 on the water that we purchase. And that's generally driven by their capital improvements to improve water treatment facilities, storage facilities, and their distribution mains. The other component of the Lakewood Utilities costs are maintaining our own city-owned delivery system. We are proposing an increase, and as a tool for comparison, we use our typical single-family customer. That customer uses 6,000 gallons of water each month, or 12,000 gallons over the bi-monthly billing period. We are proposing no change to the service charge. We are proposing to pass through the Denver Water increase in the usage side for a bi-monthly typical bill increase of $1.68. The sewer utility is one of 22 sewer providers in the city. And again, this resolution before you tonight only affects the 7,000 customers in this utility. It's generally the northern third of Lakewood. Lakewood does not have any sewage treatment plants. All of our treatment is performed by Metro Wastewater Reclamation District, and that accounts for about 71% of the operating costs. Metro has indicated there is a 9.2% increase in 2014 for our costs, mainly driven by their capital improvements to improve the sewage treatment plants and to meet environmental standards. We are proposing to pass through that increase. Again, our typical single-family customer uses 12,000 gallons of water over a 2-month period in the winter. Our sewer rates are based on winter water usage. We're proposing no change to the service charge. We're proposing to pass through the Metro increase on the usage side, and the bi-monthly bill total increase is $3.60 for our typical customer. We also have 2 wholesale accounts. These are small providers that collect wastewater just north of City Hall, just north of Alameda, and they discharge into our system. So we pay for the treatment of their wastewater, and we bill them, and those rates are increasing as well. Each year we follow about the same process. This year we notified our customers on November 22nd that Council would be considering a rate update tonight. If you pass the resolutions, we will send out a final notification in a week or so. Water rates will become effective January 15th, with the first bills due in April. Sewer rates become effective January 1st, with the first bills due in March. As a result of our November 22nd mailing, we did receive 7 calls, 6 from sewer customers and 1 from one water customer. They were concerned about the annual increase and why we have annual increases, and we explained to them the same information that we've given you tonight. That concludes my presentation. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Great. Thanks, Ann. And again, I thought it was important to do this presentation so council and the public can understand a couple of salient points. One is that in both the cases of sewer and water, these are limited to the one of 21 or thereabout districts that are Lakewood water districts and Lakewood sewer district. These rate increases would not apply to the other 20 districts in the city of Lakewood. And the second point, just wanted to make clear, is that we're simply passing through the costs from Denver Water and Denver Metro Wastewater. So that's all we're doing. So any questions? Councilor Paul, former Water Board member.
I just wanted to thank the staff. In doing some research, it looks like over the last 3+ years, 3 to 8 years, both those rates have increased 80-some%, water and sewer. And I think Mr. Hutchison said the water rate, we've passed on 54% of that, and the sewer around 74%. So we've really tried to mitigate the impact to the customers, because it will continue to go up. And fortunately, I don't think we can continue to do that long term, but at this pace, that's been a thoughtful way to do it, so thank you.
Thank you.
Ramey?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And that was a very nice presentation. Could you please elaborate on our role regarding the private districts, what we do and do not do with their rates?
We as staff and you as council have no influence on the other districts, the other providers. They make decisions based on their expenses, their capital needs. Most water providers are providing water from Denver Water, so they have the same increase that we're experiencing. All the sewer providers use Metro Wastewater Reclamation District as their treatment provider, so they are experiencing the same rate increases. However, the rates that they pass on to their customers may be different. The increases may be different.
It's a little bit like what we were talking about when Ms. Rice made her presentation about drainage. This existence of 21 separate districts is a legacy from the fact that we're a relatively new city, incorporated just 44 years ago, and most of these districts were already in place. So that's what we're dealing with today in the 21st century. Thank you. Great job. Nope. No. Sorry. Thank you. I will now open public comment on any of the resolutions in the consent agenda. No one's indicated a desire to speak by signing up on the roster. Anyone in chambers wish to comment on any of the proposed resolutions? With that, I will close public comment, and I'm ready for a motion.
Mayor Murphy, I move for approval of the council minutes for acceptance of the minutes of boards and commissions, order all ordinances introduced on first reading to be published in the Denver Post with public hearing set for the date included in the ordinance, and for adoption of resolutions, all of which are included in the consent agenda items introduced into the record by the city clerk.
Second.
All right, motion and a second. Any discussion on the consent agenda? If not, please cast your votes. And the consent agenda passes unanimously. Thank you again, Ann. Will the clerk please read item 14 into the record?
Item 14, Ordinance O 2013-26, amending Section 14.25.050 of the Lakewood Municipal Code relating to floodplain management.
Thank you. There's no staff presentation on this, and I will now open the public hearing. No one has indicated a desire to speak on this issue by signing up on the roster. Would anyone in chambers wish to comment on this item? With that, I will close public comment on it, and I'm ready for a motion.
Mayor Murphy, I move for the adoption of Ordinance O 2013-26 on second and final reading.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, please cast your votes. And the motion passes unanimously with all 8 votes. All right, on to general business. Anything under general business? Councilor Wickman.
I would like to make my annual resolution that we hold our planning retreat in the city of Lakewood this year.
Thank you.
I second that, Mayor.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Please cast your votes. And the motion is a yes vote would be to hold the annual planning session in the city. The no vote would be to not. And the motion is denied by a 2-6 vote, the nays being Murphy, Shakti, Harrison, Barroway, Johnson, and Paul. Anything else under general business, Tim, Nanette? No executive report?
Nothing.
Okay. All right. On to Mayor and Council reports. So just thank everybody who braved the bitter cold weather to come out to the mayor's tree lighting ceremony on Friday. It was very cold. My thanks to Heritage Culture and the Arts, the staff and the volunteers, and thanks to the Shadows of the Mountain Choir from Green Mountain High School, who bravely performed in the cold, and particularly the young man who strummed the guitar with his bare hands. Something I will not soon forget. But it was great for everybody to come out and for the kids to get to see Santa. And we appreciate that annual tradition very much. I also want to thank the Church of Jesus Christ of the Latter-day Saints for their annual holiday concert this year. The opportunity to attend both Thursday and Friday night. It was a magnificent performance featuring the Lakewood State Choir, the Rocky Mountain Bell Ringers, and the Lakewood Symphony, and it was all a benefit for the Boys and Girls Club of Jefferson County over at O'Connell Middle School. So I saw a full house both nights, and it was again just a tremendous evenings, and we just can't thank the LDS Church enough for that. It was a great community event, as it is every year. With that, Councilor Barroway.
Thank you, Mayor Murphy. I just wanted to say thank you to my fellow council members for allowing me to serve as your council president this last year. I've really enjoyed this privilege and getting to know each of you and working with you throughout the year. So thank you very much for your support. Look forward to our next set of council officers we'll hear about after the first of the year. And happy holidays to everybody out there. See you after the first.
Thanks. Councilor Roybal.
No report, Mayor.
Thanks. Councilor Paul.
Councilor Barroway, thank you very much for a great year and really trying to deal with the different issues and navigate, and were very helpful to many on council, so thank you for that. Quick reminder that we'll be having our ward meeting this Saturday at 9:30 a.m., Green Mountain Presbyterian Church. We should have a good agenda. We're going to have a representative from the fire department there to talk about some of the recent fires, as well as a representative from the police department to talk about Amendment 64, which came up tonight, and how the city shall respond and will respond to issues that come across. And if you are coming, please bring a toy. We're going to do some collecting for the Action Center Santa Shop, and I think that's the last day of it, so we'll get them right down the street to Faith Mountain and get those dropped off so they can go back out. And I just wanted to also say, as we take a moment in our lives to remember the wonderful things that Nelson Mandela had done for not only the country, but the whole world in general. And tonight I saw something of interest, and it was an interview with his family, and what they wanted spread was actually pretty simple but beautiful, and that's the message of forgiveness. And I think we can all relate to that, especially in this world of leadership and dealing with citizens, and it's not always an easy deal, and sometimes forgiveness can go a long way. So I just wanted to pass that on.
Thanks. Councilor Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I, too, would like to thank Cindy. You've been very helpful to me, and I've been very appreciative. But I'd also like to publicly say that I am humbled and grateful to have another opportunity to serve the constituents of Ward 1 and also to be part of this great city of Lakewood. The more that I've been involved in this process, the more that I understand what an awesome organization that we have here in Lakewood. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilor Harrison.
I just wanted to say, first of all, that Tom Quinn and I will be having our Ward 5 meeting on Friday morning, December 20th at 8:30 at the Our Savior's Church at Garrison and Jewel. Our topic will be the Carmody Master Plan, and we're really excited about that. We had another really good meeting last week on that and felt like it's moving along. And also wanted to wish Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and Happy Holidays to all, and hope that everyone has the fun of family and friends in this holiday season. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Shakti. All right. Councillor Wickman.
Just a reminder that tomorrow is Colorado Gives Day, and for a 24-hour period, if you can go online and you can donate to local charities, and there'll be a partial match from, I think it's a First Bank Foundation, another foundation, I can't remember everybody, but
Community First.
Community First, there you go. But anyway, tomorrow's Colorado Gives Day, so get on the internet and give to some local charities.
Thank you. Margie? No. Tim? Danette?
No report.
All right. Thank you. Have a safe, healthy, and happy holiday season, everyone. Thanks. We're adjourned.
The easiest one.